Welcome, Wealth Builders. Thank you for joining us on Build Wealth Better. Boss Lady Christina here.
Derek, Mr. Make It Happen, your tax strategist.
And we're here to give you the tips, the tricks, and things that keep you above in your trade so that you can build wealth better. Let's get into it.
Today's episode, we're going to discuss the most avoidable mistakes businesses make on their taxes.
It starts with structure. Did you know that you could structure your business as an LLC, S Corp, partnership, C Corp? Are you structured properly? Because that's where it begins. It begins in how you're able to take deductions, what deductions are available to you. A limited liability corporation limits your liability and it also limits your deductions. So when is a good time for you to go to an S Corp? How much money do you need to be making? The main thing is you've got to be able to put yourself on payroll. And in putting yourself on payroll, it not only changes your personal taxes around, it changes your business taxes too. What other kind of mistakes do you know that they make, Derek?
Well, one mistake that they make is not using their office space as a deduction in their home.
That's right. Not only office spaces, can you believe that some of these people don't use their cars when they're using it for business 50, 75% of the time?
Oh, wow.
You know that you need a mileage law that tracks every single mile that your vehicle travels? Yeah, why would you do that when you could take all the expenses? Do you really think 53 cents a mile beats out the oil changes and maintenance on your BMW?
No, it wouldn't.
Not by far, especially when you throw in car insurance. So do you want to catch that mileage log or do you want to catch all the big shit?
I catch that by doing the depreciation on the vehicle.
Even if you're depreciating, you can depreciate and you can still take actual expenses. There's nowhere that says that you cannot do that in the tax law.
Wow.
However, you can't take actual expenses and mileage. So ditch those 53 cents and track what you're really spending.
Right. So it definitely benefits them to definitely write off the insurance, servicing, the payments.
What if your motor blows up? Is that mileage gonna beat that?
Not at all.
Never. But the problem is once you choose mileage, you're stuck with mileage.
Yeah.
Once you choose actual expenses, you're stuck with actual expenses on that particular vehicle. Now, once you change vehicles, you can change your mind.
One thing I do like is when I have a client that comes in that has a Excel worksheet with everything laid out, all their deductions monthly. That shows me that that particular person has been planning from January all the way to December.
And that's great. But even those people miss deductions.
They do?
Because every industry has industry-specific deductions. Like what we can do in the tax office, we might be limited to someone who's in a construction field, building houses and buying heavy-duty equipment.
So let me ask you this here. What's a good way for them to, find their necessary expenses for their industry?
So every industry has certain things. Mostly the main requirement for it to be a business deduction is that it has to be needed and necessary for business. So for me, in my tax offices, I live in a rural community. Our people can't get to tax offices. So in order for me to be able to provide them that service, my mobile tax office is needed and necessary. So
you commute to the client and do the taxes right there.
Correct. So I get to write off the entire RV and all services and all maintenance and all insurance and all things needed and necessary in order to provide that service. Same thing with construction workers. They can either buy the equipment and rent it to themselves from another business, which is another great tax strategy, is to have multiple businesses that all intertwine with one another so that you're able to use same equipment and pay yourself for them. So could you imagine renting out equipment to other construction workers you're used to working with and then being able to pay your business for your equipment instead of going to one of those, Home Depot or Lowe's or whoever you guys are using, because I'm not in construction.
Right.
So it just depends on the business. Every single business has their own opportunities. But needed and necessary means would someone else in the same business get use and need out of doing it in that way, in shape, or form? A lot of people put too much strength on, is this a deduction or is this not? Is it needed and necessary for your business? Did you know that your life insurance policy is a write-off? Because as long as your business is listed as one of the people that would be covered in the life insurance policy, it's a business expense because it's to keep the fertility of your business after death. There's a lot of expenses that slip through the cracks. Could you imagine how many meals we eat with our employees during meetings?
Yes.
Or when we bring in all that food to feed people on the shoots? Like all of that is a write-off.
Yes. I make sure during tax season, I feed everybody in the office to keep them there so they don't have to take a break.
Yeah, because you know they don't like to come back.
Right.
How many times have you sent your worker to lunch and it takes an hour and a half instead of 30 minutes?
Right. So that food that we're feeding them, we can actually write those numbers. And food is expensive.
Exactly, and the more that the inflation keeps hitting us, we better inflate our deductions too. So, did you know that you could actually take every advertising thing you do? So if you're attending these events in order to network, that is part of advertising because you're using your network as your net worth and you're actually getting your business in front of other people. So you can actually write off all of these things that you're doing. It's self-development, legal and professional fees. How many times do you guys have to have a lawyer review a contract?
Yeah.
Especially our real estate agents.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Lord, they have so many of them. And then they come in and we have to ask additional questions because they don't even know they can write it off.
Right, right. Not everyone is perfect in filing their taxes. I made some mistakes myself. I received a 1099 from selling a property that I didn't even research and obtain a 1099 from the title company. And lo and behold, I got audited for not filing that 1099. And man, it was ugly.
So how did you fix it, Derek?
Well, we had to go back and do an audit. They did an audit on me, and I had to provide all the proof and on everything, the expenses that I actually spent on renovating this property and getting it ready for retail. You know, I had a pretty good tax preparer. My mom, she got me right, you know what I mean? So I was able to not owe them not owe IRS $35,000, but ended up owing them somewhere around about $5,000. So it was a big jump to get my solution.
It's all right. At least it got resolved.
Yes, it did.
Because that 30,000 would have been a walk.
Yes, and at that time it was a long time ago, yes.
I got an audit story for you.
Okay.
Recently, I just took a second look at a client's situation. This particular client owed the IRS $375,000.
That's a lot.
Yes, oh my gosh, and I went to looking at it and asking a lot of questions. Do you know how many deductions they missed? I operated on their tax return, and that's what I called it because it was definitely an operation.
Wow.
We had to pull together files. I even went to grandma's house so that we could put it all together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that in the end, after I found all their actual needed and necessary expenses, they got a refund of $70,000.
A refund?
A refund, Derek.
Wow.
It's all because they lack the knowledge. Knowledge is so much power, and not knowing what you can and can't deduct can really cost you not even thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. It takes money to make money. I know that's been said for generations and generations, but anyone in business knows it's not just something that's said. So I don't want to give up anything extra. These particular people, I know they're my clients for life. I never have to worry about that. But they also have a lot of contractors, subcontractors under them. So once I was able to help them, I was able to help everyone underneath them. I have now a crew of 52 people, all from just this one individual who trusted me to give their tax return a second look, and who I was able to save well over $400,000 just from knowledge.
Right. That's excellent.
We could go on and on about all these avoidable mistakes.
Yes, we can.
But what we really want to do is answer your questions. So get in these comments. Every industry is different. Make sure that you're getting the information that you need.